Picture this: two people deeply in love, weathering life's storms together. They share secrets, dreams, laughter that can light up the darkest of days. But what makes their love story truly remarkable? Well, join me on this episode of the Fallible Man Podcast, and I'll reveal the 10 secrets that fuel this extraordinary love affair. If you've ever wondered what it takes to create a love that lasts a lifetime, you won't want to miss this. So stay tuned because the journey to lasting love begins right here. Here's the $1,000,000 question. How do men like us reach our full potential, grow into the men we dream of being, while taking care of our responsibilities, working, being good husbands, fathers, and still take care of ourselves? Well, that's the big question. In this podcast, we'll help you answer those questions and more. My name is Brent, and welcome to the Fallible Man Podcast. Welcome back to the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for all things man. Shout out to Fallible Nation, and special welcome to our first-time listeners. Hey, thanks for giving us a chance and spending some time with us. I hope you enjoy the show. Love to hear what you think about it. I'm your host, Brent Allen, and today we're diving into something that many people seek, but not everybody finds these days. What are the secrets behind building rock-solid, long-lasting relationships? But guys, I've been married for 22 years, and I know that to some people, that's not a long time. I know to some of you, that seems like a lifetime. I've been married for 22 years. I've done hundreds of interviews. I've been mentored by older couples than my wife and I. I've spent years going to relationship classes and marriage classes, and frankly, just had a real conversation with couples that have been together for 40, 50, and 60 plus years. I've isolated 10 characteristics I see in almost every relationship that stands the test of a lifetime. And that's a really big goal, but it's a great goal to have. And it's absolutely something you can achieve in your life. Now, I get it. We're not always the most open book when it comes to matters of the heart as men. But stick with me. I promise this one is worth your time if your goal is lasting romantic relationships. Whether you're a seasoned relationship pro, navigating the unpredictable seas of love, or just curious about what makes lasting connections, you're in the right place. We're about to break down the essential elements that any guy can appreciate when it comes to keeping love alive and thriving. So, gents, let's get real and explore the 10 keys to creating a love story that's as solid as a brick house. The first trait of these relationships is they laugh together. Laughter is a universal language. It transcends boundaries and differences. Couples who find humor in everyday life, they share inside jokes, they tease, they laugh, they embrace silliness together, are often better equipped to face adversity in life. Laughter reduces stress, fosters emotional intimacy, and reminds us not to take life too seriously. Now, pay attention to how I worded that. They laugh together. Couples that laugh at each other, that's a wholly different outcome. Number 2, they show affection. Affection isn't just about romantic kisses and passionate embraces. We're not talking like the PDA displays that most people don't want to see in public. It's everyday gestures that count. A reassuring hand on the shoulder, a spontaneous hug, a heartfelt compliment. All these things can convey love and appreciation in powerful ways. One of the things I've been told is most annoying about me and my wife, and most endearing at the same time, which I'm not sure how that works, is that I just can't keep my hands off with my wife when I'm around her. I'm not like mauling her or making my kids freak out and be like, hey, that's great. No, it's none of that. It's, I want to hold her hand. I want to sit next to her. I want to put my arm around her. If I'm standing by her, I get my hands on her shoulders or on her hips. I want to be physically touching my wife all the time. I just, if I'm close enough to be able to touch her, I want to be able to touch her because I love her, and just that touch is reassuring. Number 3, they appreciate each other's individual strengths and gifts. Moving forward, we encounter this concept that for some people seems counterintuitive. Everybody goes, oh, you become one person. No, you become one goal together. you're still two individuals making up this better team. In a successful relationship or successful partnership, differences aren't seen as obstacles, but as unique qualities that complement each other and make you stronger together. Recognizing and celebrating each other's strengths is a key to a harmonious relationship. See, this is what I get when I use big words. I start to butcher them on the recording. Point number 4 brings us to a crucial aspect of lasting love. It's a team mentality. It's us versus the world. A strong partnership is like a fortress built on mutual support. When couples face external challenges, they stand together, united against whatever life throws their way. I've met a lot of couples who have been together going on 50, 60 years. And I love seeing it. And there is nothing more fierce than anything trying to come at them, because together they can take on anything. It's incredible to watch. Number 5 reminds us of the power of forgiveness, because this trait is important in all really healthy romantic relationships if you have any chance of going a lifetime. And that's the fact that forgiveness is given freely. It means that grudges have no place in a loving partnership. Mistakes are acknowledged, dealt with, forgiven, and used as opportunities to grow together. But forgiveness is a free-flowing thing in a healthy relationship. Looking ahead, point number 6, they dream of and plan for their future together. This highlights the importance of shared goals and aspirations. Couples who envision their future together and work towards it have a deeper sense of purpose and unity, and often actually reach those goals. It's great. You're going to have individual goals professionally, personally, and they should complement your bigger goals as a couple as you grow together. But couples that last, they dream about a future where they're together doing things together, where they're moving into whatever years, where they're moving into whatever successes. They dream and they vision this and they talk about it together. Number 7 is effective communication. Now, effective communication is the cornerstone of any successful relationship. If you ever heard me talk about relationships on this podcast, which I talk about pretty regularly, you know that communication is critical, like just so critical. It is the foundation, the cornerstone is a good word, of a successful relationship. However, they communicate effectively eventually. So let's acknowledge that it's not always easy. And especially in the early days, you're going to have a lot of miscommunications. It takes a while to learn to communicate effectively with your spouse. You have to learn how they hear things, how they hear love, how they hear frustrations. You have to learn their personality really well and the way they prefer to communicate. It takes a while. Effective relationships communicate effectively eventually. So if you haven't got this locked down and totally figured out, I've got a lot of episodes, and you should check out more of my episodes on relationships and communication, because I have episodes on both together and separately, because communication is that important. But understand it's a learning process. It's going to take you a while. You're not going to have it perfectly to start with, and that's fine. But learning to communicate openly and honestly is essential for resolving conflicts and nurturing a healthy bond. Next up, point 8, they prioritize each other. Now, this is really something that should be obvious, I would think. But all you have to do is look around at relationships and society, and you know it's not. In a world full of distractions, it's crucial to make time for your partner, for your spouse, to prioritize their needs and desires. This dedication helps maintain that spark that ignited your love in the first place. They have to be first place. You got to be walking hand in hand. Your spouse can't come number 3 or 4 on the priority list. They have to come number 1 if you want to make those 40, 50, 60-year relationships. Point 9, they make up after their conflicts. There is so much unresolved anger in so many relationships these days, because for some reason we've decided we don't have to work through it or make it up after we have a disagreement or an argument or a conflict. Disagreements are inevitable in every relationship. You're going to have conflicts. Relationships that don't have conflicts don't exist because they aren't really relationships. They're people trying to pacify each other and not actually have a real relationship. What matters most is how you handle them. And successful couples are willing to put aside their pride, apologize when necessary, right? We go back to forgiveness is free flowing, and work towards reconciliation. There's the old adage of never go to bed angry. Well, you know what? That doesn't work for all couples. Some couples need a longer cool down period. And so you better talk about it the next day, or you might not stay a couple. Other couples need to get it done that night or whenever it's happening. Find out what works in your relationship. Find out what you guys need to do to process the conflict maturely and respectfully with each other, with forgiveness in your heart and love for each other, prioritizing each other. But I promise, successful couples, they learn to make up after they have conflicts. Number 10, we arrive at the last one I want to touch on, and that is they never stop growing together. A lasting love story is one that evolves over time. I hate Disney movies for this reason. None of them are realistic. All of them have princesses falling in love at first sight with their happily ever after. Quite literally, sometimes they've only ever seen the person for like 30 seconds. It is the most obnoxious thing when you're raising children. I have 2 daughters, and it pisses me off, frankly, because that's not how real love works. It doesn't happen instantly. A love story grows over time. It doesn't matter if you're new to your relationship, or you've been in a relationship for 20 years like my wife and I, or you've been in a relationship for 40 to 60 years. That love story never stops evolving in all that time. So couples who continue to learn, adapt, and grow together find that their bond is strengthened as the years go by because they're growing hand in hand together towards those goals they've set, communicating, forgiving each other. All these things interplay, guys. I've talked to so many couples over the years, and I'm always curious what makes their marriage work. What gets those 50-year, 60-year relationships, 70-year relationships? I met a few of those. In conclusion, gentlemen, these 10 pillars are things that lasting love is built upon. For those successful happily ever afters, not the Disney movie junk, actual happily ever afters. It's work, but these 10 traits are paramount to making it work. Whether you're in a relationship now or you're seeking to nurture deeper connections in the future, remember that love is an ongoing journey of laughter, affection, appreciation, teamwork, forgiveness, shared dreams, effective communication, prioritization, reconciliation, and never-ending growth. That's a mouthful. Guys, if you found this episode insightful or valuable, please consider sharing the Fallible Man Podcast with your friends, family, and anybody else who could benefit from thoughts that's been shared here today. Help those relationships out that matter in your life. Maybe you know somebody who needs this. Your support helps us to continue our mission of supporting men in their personal growth journeys and building stronger relationships with the people they care about. Subscribe to the podcast. Leave us a review. That helps us a lot. And connect with us on social media at The Fallible Man to stay updated on future episodes. Be better tomorrow because of what you do today. We'll see you on the next one.
This has been The Fallible Man Podcast, your home for everything man, husband, and father. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a show. Head over to www.thefallibleman.com for more content and get your own Fallible Man gear.